Yay Media Group.
13 has been my lucky number for a while. Like, it's always a sign of good things to come for me.
This is 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, breaking down every song, every Easter egg, every era, and every theory. Hosted by the biggest Swifties, Nick Adams, Anna Zabo, Amy Nichols, and Lacey G.
Welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. I'm Nick Adams.
I'm Anna.
Amy. And I'm Lacey G.
And of course, we have Saw here. Wait, can we do that one more time? I messed up on the cameras.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need to cut this. We'll
Okay.
just do it again.
Yeah,
Just leave it in, Juliana. Welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. I'm Nick Adams.
I'm Anna.
Amy. And I'm Lacey G.
And we have Saw here. And today, buckle up, because we're breaking down champagne problems.
Nick, I don't
What?
think that's how you say it.
Yeah, champagne problems. It's not just a delicate little sad song. No, it is more than that. This is like a life-altering song for the person singing it and for us hearing it.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing how just one of her songs instantly becomes a fan favorite. I mean, instantly this song took off and had a life of its own. It's dark. It's deep. There's so many different themes. It's just a wonderful song. And I think it makes it that much more better. I think it makes it that much better that it is a simple sounding song. Mm-hmm. It's not a complicated song to listen to. There's not a whole lot of instruments going on.
Right, it's not
Taylor
showy.
and a piano, and it is so deep and vulnerable and personal. And it's just, man, hats off to you, Taylor. What a great song.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Does anybody see this song in a different perspective after doing their research?
I don't think so.
There's one lyric that's always stood out to me, and I didn't really know why until I discovered it doing my research.
Ooh.
And I'm really interested to share an alternative theory kind of on this song.
I'm excited as well. I love learning something new. The something new that I did learn upon my research was I've always thought of champagne problems, the phrase, as being like first world problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a struggle that's privileged, if you will. Mm-hmm. But I actually saw on Reddit people saying that it can also be used as a term meaning when you have to make a choice between two things. And I had never known that, but it does make sense in the context of this song.
Interesting, because I never, for some reason, like champagne problems, because she made so many comments like during Evermore set, specifically in the Air Store, about how like she just like would always have a glass of champagne with her. I thought it was literally just like oh, I'm a little tipsy and I'm making poor decisions. I never knew about like the paradox of choice or like it being a first world problem.
It would be like, oh man, like my flight to Italy got delayed like 5 hours. Champagne problems, you know?
Yeah. No, it makes sense now that I'm aware of the meaning, but before I was aware, it meant something completely different in my head.
Yeah. But also like in the context of the song, like there is champagne ready to be popped and then it doesn't, you know? Like spoiler alert for the story that we're about to talk about.
Something that didn't really connect with me until I was researching this and hearing other people's takes and looking at some of the lyrics is how, I guess I didn't understand it because, spoiler alert, I'm a guy, and how turning down a marriage proposal for a woman, it's such an act of courage because the person she's singing about sounds like she had a wonderful life ahead of her. She probably had that financial security. She had this great life. But to say, no, I'm not feeling this. I'm not going to commit to this. I'm going to focus on me. Like, that is such a big deal when so many people might just do the easy thing and say yes and figure it out on down the road. She's saying no now so that it doesn't get worse than it is now.
She's touched on that time and time again about choosing to wake up alone. It's another day waking up alone because you're not willing to settle. So, I mean, whether it's a marriage proposal or just a relationship or you're stuck in a crappy job, but you know whenever it's your time to go, even though this seemingly looked like it could be happily ever after, she knew that it wasn't.
Yeah.
So she said, nope. And you don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah.
you can bounce with your kingdom keys just like she did in Bejeweled. Say no, and she took the kingdom keys.
And it's interesting because this is a song that she wrote with Joe.
Yeah.
She did, yes. This
William Bowery.
is track number 2.
William Bowery.
Written with Taylor Swift and William Bowery, produced by Aaron Dessner.
Yes.
And yeah, and she did talk about this. We always talk about Taylor on the Zane Lowe show.
We will be referring to that every episode in our
We'll be referring
Evermore
to
era.
that. And so here's just a little bit of her talking with Zane, because Zane had asked her, like, wow, you and Joe, you guys are writing such sad songs together. Why is that? So here's her talking a little bit about this song, Champagne Problems, in particular.
We just really love sad songs. What can I say? He started that one and came up with the melodic structure of it. And I say it was a surprise that we started writing together, but in a way it wasn't, because we have always bonded over music and had the same musical tastes. And he's always the person who's showing me songs by artists, and then they become my favorite songs or whatever. But yeah, Champagne Problems was one of my favorite bridges to write. I really love a bridge where you tell the full story in the bridge. Like you really you shift gears in that bridge. I'm so excited to one day be in front of a crowd when they all sing, "She would have made such a lovely bride. What a shame she's fucked in the head."
And
I love her.
And I got to say, being in the crowd when she sang that, it was great.
It was.
It was awesome. It was everything. I hope it was everything she hoped it would be.
Dang it. I just remembered I have a hat that says fucked in the head.
Yeah.
And last night I told myself I would bring it to wear during this episode. Oh, I just forgot it.
I also thought about that, and thought about the fact that I used to dress up for songs, and I was like, do I bring the what? Nah, it's too hot. It's too hot. So I have a couple of wedding dresses at home. Not all personally my own, but I do have wedding dresses for
Lacey,
dress up purposes.
If you would have shown up in a wedding dress today, that would have been incredible.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because I do have the dress that I got married in, but I kept it for artistic purposes. I didn't know if I was ever gonna fucked in the head or it just something, or paint it. I mean, I don't care. There's no sentimental attachment to it, none whatsoever. But I am really, really glad. I was telling my girlfriend Bree this the other day that for the first Eras tour, if you remember, I thought about wearing my wedding dress and putting fucked in the head on it. And Anna was like, look, but if we meet Taylor Swift, do you want to be in that one? And I was like, you know what? Nope, that makes perfect sense. But besides that, I'm like, it's just fitting. I mean, I don't care. But yeah, so I didn't dress up or wear my fucked in the head.
You dressed
hat.
up. You just didn't wear that.
Yeah. I do love that lyric though, and I love that someone at the Eras tour gave me a bracelet that said "fucked in the head" and said, "I would never give this to anybody, but I know that you love that line." And then I turned around and gave it to Mana from Claws Out Comedy. And I was very excited to give it to her. And then once I did, she was like, oh, this is like the third one I got today. And I didn't want to be rude and be like, well, give it back. Because I loved it.
You're like, okay. This is so interesting, though, like to write a song specifically with your boyfriend at the time, specifically the story of rejecting a marriage proposal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how did y'all think of that?
I mean,
I don't know. Is it
this is
subtle foreshadowing? Like, is it?
Well, this was, a fairy tale. This is just a continuing story of things that aren't real.
Is it?
I mean, no. Now we know
That's
it's
what we were
not.
told.
But that's what we were told in the moment when it came out. So
Because she said like when the album came out and she released like a little like blurb about, like, oh, we just couldn't keep writing, or like we just couldn't stop writing, like whatever. And then she kind of has like a few sentences where she talks about the different stories that are told. And she said, one song depicts longtime college sweethearts who had very different plans for the same night, one to end it and one who brought the ring. And so it's like, yeah, it's I guess it's like an interesting story that, well, and also when it comes to Taylor Swift, she's just a good storyteller in general.
Yeah.
That she doesn't necessarily have to experience something firsthand to be able to write about it. We've seen that across her entire discography, like multiple times. So it's not like, oh my God, this happened and they decided to write about it, but it is just like an interesting, specific thing to write with like a romantic partner.
Well, and you also got to think the time this was written in 2020 when she and Joe were cooped up in a house together. It was COVID time. So you get two artists together. They're just going to be creative.
Yeah.
They're just going to write whatever comes to them. It doesn't necessarily have to be autobiographical.
Right.
I thought you were going to say they were stuck in a house together, and a lot of people fight when they're stuck in a
Oh,
house
no.
together. And maybe it was just like they were like, well, this might be over. This might be over. I don't know if I can deal with this person anymore.
A lot of people have never spent as much time with their spouses and families as they did during COVID.
But you know what? You brought up an interesting point earlier, Nick, about
Thank you.
the perspective and the truth that for a woman to reject a wedding proposal is a brave thing. I almost wonder if maybe hypothetically I have zero context, but what if they knew somebody that happened to? They knew somebody that the guy was going to propose and the girl said no. And then you get into the discussion with your partner on like, oh my God, that must have been so hard to be rejected, where she could be like, no, it must have been so hard for her to say no. And then that kind of like stems the idea of the sentiment, which could then lead to writing a song about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Because that's also just like an interesting perspective to explore.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Look, if you think your workplace is stressful, you're not crazy. It is. Workplace stress is now one of the top causes of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce experiencing higher than normal levels of stress. And to battle stress, most of us cannot just simply wave goodbye to work, but we can start small and focus on wellness. Things like sitting in the sun, going on some walks, taking a deep breath. And a quick vacation is great, but it's not a long-term solution to stress. Don't forget that therapy can help you navigate whatever challenges the workday or any day might bring.
And that's so true too when you think of like the Sunday scaries, right? Like Sunday night, you kind of just get a little bit of anxiety because you know you're going back to work. But talking to a therapist can help you figure out why it is that you're feeling that anxiety. What is it from your workload that is becoming so overwhelming to the point where you are having trouble sleeping? Our friends over at BetterHelp can help you find these solutions by simply speaking to a therapist.
And with over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And not only does it work, it's also convenient too. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, switch therapists at any time.
As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Unwind from work with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off with their first month at betterhelp.com/Taylor Swift fan. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Taylor Swift fan.
I saw someone on Reddit, Adventurous Dare 776, said, and they said this 5 years ago, so take that with a grain of salt. They didn't know that we were going to revisit the Evermore era here recently and go back and update it. But 5 years ago, they said, does anyone think this could be a diary song? Apparently, she rejected Calvin Harris when he proposed. The necklace is in the shape of no, and the Look What You Made Me Do music video. And they were wondering if this song is about him. But, I mean, you can we know that Taylor takes inspirations from many things. We also know, I revisited this doing my research for this, that T-Pain, Taylor Swift's publicist, shut down that dirty gossip site that kept saying like, oh, they got married. And T-Pain, who does not normally step in unless it's something important, normally would never ever address something like this, chose to address something like this.
Yeah.
And I think the reason is because it was hurtful, because I think in the end I wouldn't marry me either. So I mean, I don't think that this song's necessarily drawn from truth. I did see some people speculate, did she propose to Joe? And Joe said no. But I don't know. But I think that the marriage rumors were a lot for her to have to take. And that's why T-Pain chose to shut that down.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Well, and hey, I wonder if this song is in response to the constant marriage rumors of just saying like, I'm going to reject it. You think, oh, she's always losing boyfriends. Why didn't she settle down with one? Well, one did, and I said no.
Yeah.
Not that this is autobiographical by any means, but it's just like, I'm going to say no.
Right.
Even if you think I should.
It's so interesting.
that.
Oh, sorry. It's so interesting to me because like taking 3 songs from her discography that were all released within like 2 years of each other, taking Paper Rings, Champagne Problems, and then Lavender Haze, and like looking at how like her idea of marriage has evolved, and like starting with like, I'd give up everything to marry you, then going, no, I don't want to marry you, but then in Lavender Haze being like, everyone keeps asking me, but like I'm down for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really interesting because like I don't know, again, 2 of those she has said are autobiographical. The other one she said is a story, but it just like fits in that like little cycle.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely like relate in that kind of sense too, where it just gets so annoying because I was with Ryan for years before we got engaged.
Why?
And there was because he wouldn't propose, I guess.
I'm kidding.
I want to hit him right now, and I know that he's joking.
I know. No, but that's what it was. Like there was like a 2-3 year period where I couldn't post anything on Instagram. And I have a public job, like just for reference. But I couldn't post anything with a picture of me and Ryan on social media without people being like, where's the ring? Where's the ring? Where's the ring? It got to the point where I was getting so annoyed that I didn't want him to propose because I didn't want them to win, you know? And like, that's on a very small level for it to be me. Like someone like Taylor Swift, like, yeah, she has like a long-term boyfriend. It's always the marriage rumors, always all this stuff. Oh, she's only going to be a wife. Like that's all she's good for. She's going to get married and then retire because she's going to be a mom. It's like, that is so annoying. Like she is so much more than that. And so it's like, I'm sure she also goes through her phases of, you know, yes, like she wants to get married. She wants to have her forever person, all this stuff. But then she also has a side of her that's like, but that's not the end of my story, you know?
Yeah.
And
I'm not incomplete until then.
Right. And like, this is just kind of another take on all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Should we get into some lyrics?
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. She starts the song by singing, "You booked the night train for a reason, so you could sit there in this hurt. Bustling crowds or silent sleepers, you're not sure which is worse."
Bustling crowds are worse.
You think so?
Really?
Personally.
Busy? Is it?
Yeah, silent sleepers are the best.
Yeah.
But then
Bustling crowds is a little chaotic, anxiety-ridden.
Wait, well, why would a silent sleeper be bad?
I think in this specific scenario, it's like you just proposed to someone, allegedly the love of your life, got told no, and now you have to sit in silence and just reflect upon that.
And
so what's better, to be distracted by crowds or sitting there with your own dark thoughts?
Because see, I didn't think about it as distracted by crowds. I thought it more of like getting lost in the crowd.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
like there's
that's
so
what I
much
see it
other
as.
stuff going on that the attention is not on me. But if you're on a train with silent sleepers and you're out here sniffling, it's like, hey, can you shut up? You know, but yeah, I don't know which one's worse. I guess it just depends on the person. But in both cases, I think the person is like alone in their feelings after getting rejected. But it's also just great, like to start the song off that way, like just right out the gate. The narrator in the story is retelling the story of what happened, right? Like it's like the rejection already happened and now she's telling us about it as opposed to leading up to it in like love story. You know what I mean?
So is
Another proposal
Oh,
song. There you go.
right now in this first verse, the person sitting on the train for a reason, is she singing about the person who said no or the person who proposed?
I think the person that proposed is taking the night train.
Yes.
Gotcha. So the person who was rejected.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like the narrator saying like if you proposed to me and I said no, you booked the night train for a
Got
reason. After the fact.
I guess it clears it up because in the chorus she says, because I dropped your hand while dancing.
Yeah.
Left you out there standing, crestfallen on the landing, champagne problems.
Yeah.
I did have to look up crestfallen on the lane. I was like, I don't
Same.
even know. What
So
that
did I.
means.
Crestfallen? Is that like sad?
Yeah, it's like heaviness.
Uh-huh.
Like, right? And
Disappointed.
yeah.
It's
sad.
like right when at the end you're just like left empty-handed. Here it says like when you finally get the chance to jump, only to be left downhearted when you land. I don't know
Yeah.
if that made sense.
Yeah. Like if something's leading up to it and then the grand finale, you're just like sad and disappointed.
Yeah.
The landing in this situation being the proposal. Right. So it's like you were sad that the outcome was not what you wanted it to be.
Well, I also saw that a landing could be like an upper class setting, like at the top of the grand staircase.
I picture it as
Yes,
the
with
stairs.
the wedding
yeah,
dress.
and like the
Oh.
champagne problems, it's a rich
Yeah.
people problem, and they're I don't know.
Yeah, I picture it as a part of the stairs, almost like either
Yeah.
the top or like the break of a stairs
Oh.
where it's going up and then it turns. That's kind of
Yeah.
like a landing.
Like that
Yeah.
one video
and
of her.
when she's singing
Yeah.
this song, right? She's singing this
Yeah.
song
Yep.
on a big sweeping spiral staircase.
In
That's
a
why
wedding
maybe
dress.
in a wedding dress.
It was
Why
the
maybe
red. It was
I
the red music
think-
video, right?
I bet you think about me.
Yes,
I bet you
thank
think
you.
about me.
Red
That's kind of
era.
why I think it's
Red era.
stairs.
Yeah, I think you're right. That makes way more sense.
That's really pretty. I just imagined left you out there standing like you're just still aghast with what just happened. Just you can't even move. You're in shock. Literally just standing there with a ring still in your hand.
And these are lyrics that we've seen before in New Romantics. She says, "Please take my hand and please take me dancing. Please leave me stranded. It's so romantic."
And I'm wondering if dancing is not necessarily actual dancing, but just being happy in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because she's mentioned dropping hands before. I mean,
Yeah.
the big explosive fight in the All Too Well film is you dropped my hand. You dropped my hand. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
and one of my favorite songs, Coney Island, Taylor Swift knows that. That's why she played it for me in London one time. But in Coney Island, she says, "Did I close my fist around something delicate? Did I shatter you?"
Yeah. I also think of like Cowboy Like Me, like dancing is a dangerous game. You know, not necessarily like, okay, yeah, let's do the waltz, but being happy together, you know? So I think that makes sense in this context as well.
I've always seen this song like the very first shot of Gossip Girl in like Grand Central.
Yeah.
Whenever like that, I for some reason because like she mentioned a night train, and I think Grand Central Station is so much more beautiful at night when there's less people there. I've always envisioned it there, and those like there's staircases right at the back of the giant hall, and for some reason I always just see it there.
I mean, it's New York, and that's very Taylor Swift.
It is, and like that is just like I imagine them just like walking hand in hand at the start of the night, like getting ready to go somewhere, going to that night train, and then this happens, and they like go their separate ways here. But yeah.
So something that I think about when I hear a song like this is, look, guys, I'm a theater kid, so I'm always looking forward to whenever we get that Taylor Swift musical, like musical that is only Taylor Swift music.
Maybe that's what Taylor Nation is counting up to.
Maybe that's what it is. And so, like, can you imagine this on like a big Broadway stage, and then the main couple they split up, and here they're singing this beautiful song. Oh,
And they go like
Yeah.
down like
It's-
separate staircases.
yeah, and it's like so theatric.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Oh,
It
yeah.
would be great.
Absolutely.
Your mom's ring in your pocket, my picture in your wallet. Your heart was glass, I dropped it. Champagne problems.
I just love, normal people when they're writing a song. They're like, "I broke your heart,"
Right.
and she's like, "Your heart was glass. I
Heart was
dropped it."
glass.
She's
was
so
glass.
great.
You're like, oh gosh, Taylor. Yeah. So, I mean, basically, like he was ready,
He was
right?
ready. He had the family heirloom.
Yeah.
Do y'all have anything like that in your family? Something that's been passed down, or have anyone propose with like a
Family ring.
a family ring
No
or anything like that?
proposals, but I mean, we have heirlooms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My mom took back her china because I'm not having kids. So there's that.
That's an interesting stance.
Yeah.
Does anybody carry pictures in your wallet? I don't carry a picture of my family in my wallet. Does that make me a bad person? I don't know. Do people still do that?
I guess like it with the modern day version of that be
Right.
like your phone background.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And mine is my family.
Oh, mine is Taylor Swift.
What's
Oh,
everyone's phone background?
My phone background is Taylor Swift when she
Anna
reclaimed her
Taylor Swift.
masters.
Sahir, what's your phone background?
Mine is You're on Your Own Kid with a picture of like a little intersection. It's East 40th Street and 5th Avenue.
Cute.
All right. Amy?
Mine's my family on
Cute.
a hike.
Oh, that's a
Uh-huh.
great photo.
Where at? That's a pretty mountain behind you.
We're in New Zealand.
Whoa.
The,
Wow.
the Milford Trek. It was a 35-mile 4-day hike.
Yeah.
It was great.
Lacey, what's on your phone?
Mine is me and my boyfriend. which
Ooh, are we going to have a
Wait.
reveal? You don't have to show it. if
I
you're
just
ready.
dropped my phone.
Wait, is this a podcast launch?
Yes. It's me and my boyfriend, which full disclosure, I actually changed that picture on July 9th just so I could get that July 9th photo. So that is the reason, but I haven't changed it back. But I was actually going to say, you're talking about picture in your wallet. So the boyfriend just moved in, and he doesn't have a bunch of childhood stuff. And I said, well, why not? Why don't you, like, what happened to your childhood stuff? Well, family lost it in the divorce, whatever. Later, I started to think about it. I said, well, you're a little younger. Your family probably didn't print out any photos, did they? Nope. I said, that's what all my childhood stuff is. So that makes sense.
Sure,
But
actual photos.
yeah, actual photos that I don't have downloaded anywhere. So I thought that was interesting. It took me a minute to realize, you people, y'all didn't print everything out like my parents did. My parents printed out everything.
Yeah, we got to go scan it to get it digital.
Yeah. And I still cut them up. They're like original photos, and I still cut them up and paste them all over my room whenever I was a teenager. But I have those in a box somewhere.
Aw.
Yeah.
Lacey, I love this personal lore, though, of you, because we recently posted our episode from 2020 when we broke down Evermore. And at that point in time, you were married, but you were trying to convince us that you were happy.
I know. I was trying to convince myself I was happy.
Like, it's actually so funny because I posted on our Instagram asking our listeners what they liked hearing back. Lacey, 99% of the response was our listeners being like, Lacey during Tolerate It trying to convince everyone that, she's okay. Happy, that she's okay.
Yeah.
But that was then, and now once we're back again in Evermore, you're happy in a beautiful, fresh, new relationship with a new boyfriend. Like that's to your own personal lore. That's really cool.
It is cool.
He is a perfect golden retriever boyfriend, and
I love that for you.
Yeah, he's perfect.
That's exactly what you need, and you're happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very happy.
Good.
And she doesn't need to convince us.
So going back to some lyrics here, when she's talking about your heart was glass, I dropped it. So what was going on with his heart to make it glass? Like, why was she, what she got against his heart? Is she saying he was like a cold person, that he wasn't loving and caring, or just his heart was fragile?
That's
and
what I
she's
think.
the one that crushed it.
In my head, it's the more fragile part. Like, or maybe it's somebody whose heart has never been broken. And I'm going to have the nerve to be the first one to do it, which is a callback to her debut album. But, yeah, like that also, for someone to give your heart to someone and then drop it, I think just describing it as glass, to me, is fragile. But maybe you're right. Maybe it was like a cold person.
Yeah, because someone can close their fist around something delicate and shatter them. That's where I meant to use that line from Coney Island, not like 10 minutes ago when I did.
Well, I'm just trying to find.
That's funny.
I'm trying to find a clue, a reason, like why is she ending this? You know, like I'm trying to figure that out. Like
I almost feel like that's the hard part, though. Maybe he's not a bad guy.
It's just not the right time.
It's just not the right time, and maybe she's not ready. Maybe she has her own issues. I mean, later on in the bridge, you know, she like makes a joke about having like mental issues. Like maybe she's still trying to work stuff out on her own, and maybe that's what makes it so heartbreaking, is that it's not that he was a bad guy, because that's not just, like, sometimes you do break up with people just because you're not meant to be together, but not because they're bad people.
Totally.
Yeah.
But then here comes the second perspective, and I'll get more into it. But the next line, you told your family for a reason. You couldn't keep it in. Let's kind of flip the narrative a little bit, that this is a person telling their family all the bad business because now you can't go back, because now you're willing to share it all. You told your family for a reason because you're going to hold me accountable, and I cannot go back to this person anymore. And where I'll just go ahead and skip ahead, where that comes into context is where she says, on your knees, and I'll wrap it up there. But I thought that was an interesting perspective.
It does come to a point in the song where, like, okay, she did break up with this guy. She said no. And now that really sucks for this guy, but now he's got to go tell his family. He's got to go tell all the people, because it talks about, well, let's read into it. You told your family for a reason. You couldn't keep it in. Your sister splashed out on the bottle. Now no one's celebrating.
See, because I took that differently.
Yeah?
In my head, it's sort of like he's so excited that he told his family because he couldn't keep it to himself.
Like, I'm going to propose.
I'm going to propose. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I couldn't keep it in.
And confident that she's going to say
confident
yes.
that she's going to say, yeah, excellent point. And then your sister splashed it on the bottle. I've always struggled with the meaning of that, because I feel like it could either be she spent so much money on this Dom Perignon, you know, like that's an expensive champagne. Like, oh my gosh, she splashed out. She went all out because this is a big celebration. Or she got drunk before she needed to. You know what I mean?
think that too.
Like,
I'm thinking she's getting
why.
drunk. I'm thinking she's getting drunk at this party that was supposed to happen. We got all this booze and supplies. Someone's got to drink it. It's going to be your party girl sister.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Because honestly, that's what I would do too. I'd be like, well, we got all this alcohol. We might as well drink it.
He planned a party. The next line, Dom Perignon, you bought it.
Yeah.
No crowds of friends applauded. So did he set up like that fun engagement party that you always see in social media videos? You come home and mom and dad flew in from across the country, brothers home from school to surprise you on this big day. He planned this event, this surprise. Now no one's celebrating.
Yeah.
My sister's drunk in the back room
Yeah.
on this expensive champagne I bought.
I also thought it was like soaked in sadness kind of situation. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
I mean, because it's kind of taking that turn.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Like,
I really think it's beforehand, you know, your sister was popping the champagne to celebrate, but now that's not happening. I don't know.
I think I saw it as like the first thing where like she bought it for them, like as a gift, as an engagement gift, because like that's what you do. And like, because I still remember when my brother told me he was going to propose, and that was such an exciting time. And like, I'm trying to compare my real life experience and what the song is saying, and it's interesting because I see it more as like everyone's so excited to celebrate them, but then no crowds of friends are applauding because they're not there.
Yeah.
Because this is like, I told my family, but they're not there. This is just like an us two moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would make sense too, because if your sister splashed it on the bottle, like went all out and got the bottle then being Dom Perignon, because it says Dom Perignon, you brought it. So it's like you brought the bottle that your sister splashed out on.
Mm-hmm.
That could be one.
And man, this next line, your hometown skeptics called it.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when like the haters were right? Like, oh no.
Yeah, that sucks.
And why are they skeptics? Like, is there something about her, the one that's rejecting the proposal, that people are like, oh, they'll never settle down, or she's not the right one, or something like that?
Yeah, anything along those lines. Any skepticism, any skeptics, I guess, could be like oh, she's not good for you, bro. Like, you're not gonna be happy with her, or she's not gonna say yes, like whatever. Like people that just were preying on their downfall.
Or does anyone really expect for this to last? Do we really think this is gonna? Sure, they can get engaged, they can get married. Is this gonna last? It's all just the gossip mill rumors. It's back to like Great American Dynasty. This dorm was once a madhouse. No, that's this song. Whatever. Yeah, but I mean, in the maddest town this woman's ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I lost my train of thought there. I mixed up songs. I mixed up Taylor Swift lyrics in my head, and I was like, wait a minute. Let me just shut up. I'm doing that starting now.
I've never had Dom Perignon. I've never had the fancy champagne.
Me neither.
No?
I have at a wedding.
Yeah?
And it was really good. It was one of those things where I was like, oh my gosh, I definitely cannot tell the difference between nice champagne and bad champagne.
You can.
You definitely can.
Really?
100%.
No hangover?
Like, it was crazy how like my head didn't hurt. Yeah, afterwards.
She continues singing, you had a speech, you're speechless. Man, he prepared everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love slipped beyond your reaches. I couldn't give a reason. Champagne problems.
Yeah. Like, and like we said earlier, like I almost feel like not being able to give a reason is a different level of heartbreak.
Yeah.
You know, like when you just know you're not supposed to be with this person and you can't even tell them why.
But it's okay. You don't have to. If you feel like you shouldn't be with somebody, then you don't have to say yes. You don't have to be the
for sure.
It's
It's
people
just
pleaser. It does suck.
it's just the like it's not you, it's me. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
Of it all.
And that,
but like genuinely.
that can be valid.
But like very genuinely.
Yeah.
People use it as a scapegoat.
It can be a cop-out, but it can be true.
But it can't be true. Absolutely.
All right, and now to the bridge, the part that Taylor Swift said that she just couldn't wait to sing this live. And it was wonderful, wasn't it, everybody?
Oh my goodness.
She sings Your Midas Touch on the Chevy door.
Incredible. Incredible start.
I do like
to go,
how
Taylor.
she's alluding to like a Chevy truck. It's not a country song, but it's alluding to country roots.
Yeah.
Kind of Miss Americana.
Yes, absolutely.
It is American brand that's very American.
Yeah, it's also kind of like in my head it's, like it's it's close to the holidays, right? This is happening right before the holidays because we're going to get into like November. The Chevy truck is also like the one with like the muddy tires and 'Tis the Damn Season in my head. Like it all kind of is the same visual. It's giving like hometown.
Do y'all feel bad breaking this album down in summer? Because I'm having a real problem with it.
Well, it's really cold in the studio.
Yeah.
It is. It is. You're right. Okay.
Do you want me to put up the light?
No.
It's so interesting that y'all said y'all focused on the Chevy door part, because for me, I focused on the Midas touch, because some may say that like Midas touch would give you a gold rush.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the next song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, everything you touch is gold, including this like hometown muddy Chevy truck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the gold ends up being the wrong thing in the end. Yeah.
The
Novem-
alchemy?
Wait, what'd you say?
The alchemy?
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
November Flush and Your Flannel Cure.
How cute of a line is that? That she says, I'm cold, give me your jacket.
I know.
And that's what she comes up with. November Flush and Your Flannel Cure.
That
Yeah.
is so.
The songwriting.
Yeah,
is-
once again, Amy
is great.
She could have written that in a much simpler way.
I know.
That's incredible. I used that as an Instagram caption once. It was November and I was wearing flannel.
And so this next line, it is in quotes. So someone is saying this next line. This dorm was once a madhouse. End quote. I made a joke. Quotes. Well, it's made for me.
Yeah.
Which is just fitting because she thinks that she's mad. She's been thinking she's mad for a while, and now this just
Mad like
confirms
mad
it.
like crazy.
Like Mad Woman.
Yeah.
And so this dorm was once a insane asylum, and they're telling her this, and she's like, that's great because, very fitting that I'm here.
Yeah. Also,
Nice to be here.
also kind of fitting for for this character, I feel like, to be coping with comedy like that.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Like in like a very sad moment, like you're coping by making jokes. But that also just kind of confirms, I mean, she said it in her liner notes, but about that they were college sweethearts. So they were talking about like the dorm where they met, probably.
This is really funny because the dorm that I'm moving into in just a couple of weeks now was a hospital before it was a dorm.
No way. Your own little Tortured Poets department.
I know. I'm so excited. It's the worst building on campus, but hey, here we are.
Hey, the ability for your content in that
I know.
is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
get yourself a typewriter
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and you'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to recreate the entire Tortured Poets album
Yeah.
in my dorm, actually.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
At the very least, the Fortnite music video.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
She continues saying, however green our group of friends, don't think we'll say that word again. Man,
Okay.
because when there's a breakup, your friends have to choose sides.
Sure.
I have notes.
I have I have a discussion ready to go.
The line, however green our group of friends, don't think we'll say that word again.
In a famously iconic Swiftie debate,
Yeah.
which word is she referring to? I would also like to point out that the second question on our notes for questions for when we meet Taylor, meaning we wrote this question down in 2021, says, what do you mean in we'll never say that word again, which word? So we've been wondering this for years. Me, I'm team hour.
Same.
I think okay, great.
I guess-
Love that. I think the word is hour. Like we'll never say that word again because like we will never have anything together
Yes.
again. But Nick,
I would think it'd be friends, however green our group of friends, because this group will never be together again. Because when you have a relationship, it's my friends, it's her friends, it's our friends of friends of friends are getting together for like a Christmas party. This is the group of friends. They'll never be together again, ever. We'll never say that again because now there's a great divide. These friends are going that way. these friends are going another way.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
you
thinking.
go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk
Talk
to
to
me.
me. Yeah. I've also seen the possible evergreen being the word.
What?
Just because like when something's evergreen, that just means like it doesn't age, it doesn't go bad.
Yeah, you can use it. It's like year round. It's evergreen.
It's evergreen. Yes, exactly. So it's like a relationship that is not lasting, is not going to continue.
Which
you know?
also makes sense. But I think simply from her song Ours, and after thinking about this in context forever and forever, I do think R is the word that you won't say again.
I agree.
Hour.
And she does have a song called Hours.
Did I say it wrong?
No, I'm sorry. That was so mean.
Did she say it wrong?
Did I say
R. She's saying R.
ours?
But Amy
Ours?
thinks it's our.
Our?
It was just so funny the way Amy like looked at me and she was like, "Hour."
I was like, are you saying our?
It's a clock. It's a clock. No, that was funny.
Sorry.
That was funny.
In the throwback episode for Evermore that we posted, that was the first time I ever heard myself say error instead of era.
Era.
No
Yeah,
way. We
yeah.
have it like on tape. That's awesome.
So she's singing about her friends. Don't think we'll say that word again. And soon they'll have the nerve to deck the halls that we once walked through.
Yeah. How dare they?
Right?
Deck the halls, once again, setting the scene, getting ready to be Christmas time. And now those same friends that are not in my friend group anymore, now they have the audacity to be there decking the halls and still being friends with you.
Yeah. And also just like I also took it as how dare they like have the nerve to decorate for something happy when we're so sad.
Sure.
Yeah, I saw it as like the dorms, that the madhouse dorms that they were in, like they don't live there anymore. They haven't lived there for a long time, but everything started there.
Yeah.
And now they're like getting ready to decorate for the holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
And in these next several lines is when we really get into like the clip we heard earlier and Taylor Swift saying that in the chorus in the bridge, you just tell everything. So here's the answers. Why is she turning this down? 1 for the money, 2 for the show. I never was ready, so I watch you go. I wasn't ready. So I watch you go. Sometimes you just don't know the answer till someone's on their knees and asks you.
Yeah.
And that's the line, till someone's on their knees and asks you. And that line's always stuck out to me just because the alliteration, and you can hear that she pronounces every single word. So I'm like, why? If someone's asking your hand in marriage, traditionally it'd be a knee. You would take a knee, one knee. You're down on a knee, proposing. This person is down on their knees. He's down on their knees. The person's down on their knees asking, begging you to stay. Because as a Hail Mary, this relationship's been bad. You've verbalized, ideally, this is some thoughts that I had seen. You verbalize what it is that you want, but this person's unwilling to give it. And then thinks, I can give you everything that you want by just marrying you. That's going to shut you up. You're not going to speak up anymore. You're not. So throws out this Hail Mary, please marry me. We can do this, down on your knees begging. And this person's headstrong and says, nope, not going to do it.
That specific part, I can't say much because of some people in here. But end of episode 2.
Oh my God.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
know.
this summer I turned pretty.
Oh.
I'm not going to
Okay.
continue.
I was like,
Okay, so
which one of us is
are you
here
talking-
calling us
no,
out?
no.
Are you talking about when she's coming out of the like cafeteria or something and he's on both knees? I did see that scene. No? Okay. Never mind. We don't have to talk about it.
Well, again, we're gonna discuss this on our other
Should I-
podcast, 15 a Summer I Turned Pretty Fan podcast.
Should I step out for a second?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
But you need to text us after you watch it.
Yes,
Okay.
once it clicks, it'll click,
Yeah.
Okay.
which will be great.
Yeah, but that's a great
Yeah.
reference.
I
For those that have watched episode 2 of season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty.
it's so funny also because like I think this has like right now it feels like she's the one in control, but then 5 years or 4 years later she is the one on her knees now begging to change the prophecy. And it's like, if this was autobiographical and she said no to this proposal, she was probably, while she was like going through the emotions of the prophecy, she was like, look at what I could have had. This is like, I wonder if she thought, for lack of a better word, that this was her karma. Like, I made someone feel like this, and now here I am a few years later, just like in the same position.
Yeah.
I'm floored right now.
That's an interesting perspective for sure.
Wow, that's really incredible.
I also learned, just to go back a few lines, one for the money, two for the show, because I've heard that like just like as a phrase. I didn't realize that it's from an Elvis Presley song.
One for the money, two for the show.
I thought it was a rhyme.
Do you know what goes after that?
Come on, everybody, let's go.
No, it's like 3 to get ready and 4 to go.
Yes.
Right?
So it's 1
Yeah.
for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and 4 to go. So she changed it to 1 for the money, 2 for the show. I never was ready, so I watch you go. But also there's like a very subtle, I guess, reference to Elvis Presley also in Dorothea, because he's from Tupelo. So maybe she was just listening to Elvis Presley when she wrote this.
Maybe that's the songs that Joe would play for her, and that became her favorite songs.
Maybe. And then by adding it in here, it's just kind of like
Here you go.
Also, there was a magazine spread with Carly Kloss and Taylor Swift, and that had 2 for the show on that.
Oh, yeah.
And some people think that Carly Kloss had 2 weddings, 1 for the money, 1 that was the big celebrity affair that you sell the pictures to, and then 1 traditional family wedding with his so 1 for the money to be able to get paid for it, and then 1 just to show off his family so you can do the traditional stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a call to that, a reference to that, but for that to be on the magazine, specifically 2 for the show, is interesting.
Yeah.
Lacey, it's only fitting that you read the next line.
She would have made such a lovely bride. What a shame she's fucked in the head, they said.
I always, even when I listen to it in the car, I think of that one time when she performed it at the Eras Tour when like her eyes got like really big.
She's like
Yes.
possessed.
She was like fucked in the head.
You thought I was a mad woman before?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you'll find the real thing instead. She'll patch up your tapestry that I shred.
Another one.
So you'll be better. You'll be fine.
You'll be
You'll move
okay.
on. You'll be okay. You'll find someone else.
Yeah.
Well,
like
you just never know. You never know. Sahir was just talking about the prophecy. Someone from Reading, Pennsylvania changed my prophecy. And I'm not saying it was Taylor Swift because it wasn't. But I did ask who changed her prophecy, and I asked my people to talk to her people, and then I met someone from Reading, Pennsylvania. So you never know. My guy is from Reading.
You're
Okay.
saying
Oh,
the new
I was
boo is
thinking.
from
okay.
Reddit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
That's what I was
yeah.
picking up on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to go on a nice little sightseeing tour on a trip back home and
Yeah.
see
To
everything.
the Christmas tree farm.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. You have to. Yeah, but I mean, I think in that line, like she'll patch up your tapestry that I share. Like she knows that rejecting this proposal will hurt him.
Yeah.
You know, and she knows that she's actively hurting him. But I guess she has faith and hope that this person will find someone else that will fix them.
Yeah, and then she's wrapping the song up here. She's singing the chorus, and it's another example of how what Taylor does is she switches up the chorus just a hair, just a little bit, but it means something completely different. She's singing about this new person, that this guy, she just broke his heart. You'll find someone else soon. She's going to patch up the tapestry that I shred and hold your hand while dancing. She'll never leave you standing, crestfallen on the landing with champagne problems. She's not going to do the things to you that I'm doing to you.
Yeah.
Your mom's ring in your pocket, her picture in your wallet. You won't remember all my champagne problems.
It kind of also like reminds me of happiness. You know, like she says there'll be happiness after me, but there was happiness because of me. Like it's just the actual just moment.
I think that's why it kind of bothers me when people say you'll find the real thing instead. That idea. It's not that the relationship wasn't real and they didn't have a good thing going at one point in time.
Right.
So I don't know. Not that I don't like that she wrote that, but when people say that kind of thing, it lessens what the relationship was.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the lyrics of Champagne Problems. And if you watch this live on the Eras Tour, right after that, there was usually a big, I'd say standing ovation, but everyone was already standing up. There was a big ovation, an applause break, and Taylor sits there at her piano, and she just kind of
She
takes out her
Yeah.
in-ears, and she's looking around. There was times where it got really long. There was times where she's tearing up and crying and stuff. And I was curious, is there an amount? Was there some Swiftie sleuth that counted up the amount of time those ovations were?
All of
I
them?
couldn't find the specific ones, but I did find a post from Olivia Howe in the Taylor Swift Vault Facebook group. And here's what she posted. She said, the ovations after Champagne Problems really started taking off after the 48th show in Inglewood at SoFi Stadium. And from then on out, it was a part of every show. Like, that was the thing that Swifties are going to clap and give this ovation. The first cheer was 8 minutes long. And then over time, they just kind of shortened it to about 3.5 was about as long as the show would
average?
allow for. Yeah. And so she did some math. She said from show 48 till the final show is 105 shows. Basing an average of 3 minutes, since some of the ovations were longer, some were shorter, that means Taylor would have spent 315 minutes or 5.25 hours being applauded after singing Champagne Problems.
Wow.
She spent over 5 hours receiving applause, hearing that applause. So of the 152 shows in total, they were all about 3.5 hours each. That's a total performance time of 532 hours. So by the end of the tour, Taylor would have spent 0.99% of the Eras tour being applauded after Champagne Problems.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's insane.
To have 5 hours of your life being clapped at for one song.
Didn't somebody do the math too about All Too Well, 10-minute version?
24
Yeah,
hours.
she spent 24 hours singing that song.
That's crazy. But that's like such good trivia too.
It is.
That's so good. I have a comment from Traveler81 on Reddit that finds the genius in this song for several reasons, but mostly because they say that both people are experiencing champagne problems. They said champagne problems are problems that aren't real or just very minor problems that come about because something else in your life is good. But in this song, the proposer's heart is shattered when he proposes to the love of his life and she dumps him. That's not a champagne problem. That's a real legit life experiences that causes a great deal of pain and suffering. Now there's the bottle of champagne from the sister, which definitely plays a part in the title. The expensive bottle of champagne was meant to celebrate an engagement, but like you said earlier, Nick, but now it's really just a waste of money. This is the play on the phrase champagne problems, but it still seems like a strange choice to have Taylor use that phrase meaning exactly the opposite of what it does. But what it is, both of them have champagne problems. Both the narrator and the rejectee, or the proposer and the rejectee both have champagne problems. Crestfallen on the landing with champagne problems. You won't remember all my champagne problems. Those are her problems, which, thinking about Taylor Swift, all that she wants to do is to be remembered. So if one day she's not being remembered anymore by this person, that's kind of a slap in the face. But they said champagne was a cool reminder of what it could have been. But that they both have champagne problems, but in both different ways. The woman's rejector's champagne problems are closer to traditional meaning, which is that problems aren't real problems. The proposer's champagne problems are totally opposite of the real meaning of the phrase.
I know what you're saying. Like, it's a real problem for him. For her, she's made her bed. She's like, okay, I'm going to accept this and move on.
Yeah.
But for him, he's crushed.
Yeah.
His life
Like,
feels
it's a
like
real-
it's over.
it's
That's
a
a
real
real problem
problem.
for him.
Okay.
Like, it's just ironic to say that something's a champagne problem when, in their perspective, for her to shut it down and not know why, shut down a marriage proposal, not knowing why that's a champagne problem, but to be on the receiving end of that and getting shattered by a rejection, then that's not a champagne problem.
Yeah.
That's something a little bit more serious than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally about perspective. It's real problems for some people, but for others, we can trivialize it and kind of make fun of it. Meh, champagne problems. Oh, well, big deal.
I will not bell out on this theory that I want to tell you. This is Stark-Ben. They pointed out the way she sings 1 for the money, 2 for the show sounds like the Archer, easy they come, easy they go.
Oh.
And someone else said,
Easy they come.
robbers to the east, clowns to the west.
I like that trivia.
Uh-huh.
Fun fact.
And lastly, love triangle theory. Champagne problems. Person A is dating person B. Person B proposes person A. A isn't ready, says no. They're the tapestry shredder. All Too Well is B's perspective of the relationship. In the end, the person whose tapestry is shred. And New Year's Day, person C enters into person's B life, falls in love, and helps patch up that tapestry, cleaning up those broken champagne bottles.
See, this just further proves that we need a Broadway musical.
Wouldn't it be great?
Oh my God, yes.
Have all these different characters with all these different perspectives.
I think that would be great. Do we want to hear from a listener?
Always.
Of course.
All right. Well, we have a voicemail from Kelsey. Don't forget, you can leave us a voicemail anytime. Our phone number is so easy. It's 689-214-1313. 689-214-1313.
It's in the description of the podcast. It's also on our Instagram bio.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And what's our Instagram, Anna?
At the 13 Podcast.
And while you're just jumping around, hopping around, following us on stuff, why don't you join us, station.page/13. Over in the Lobster Lounge, it's our own little social media group where we talk all things Taylor Swift. So we'd love to see you in the Lobster Lounge, station.page/13. But here on our Google voicemail, Kelsey is producing on the fly, and she has a suggestion for us.
Hi, long-time listener, first-time caller. My name is Kelsey. I know I'm a day one, but I don't know if I'm a 13 day one or not. I have clear memories of listening to you guys back in May 2021 when I was packing up one of my apartments. But I know I'm pretty close, and I've kept up week to week with you guys, and I just love hearing you guys and all your opinions. And I think a great thing for you guys to play right now is a little game that I play with my friends called Fantasy Taylor Swift. Sometimes when we're bored, we do this game where we go around in a circle and we each say a list of 5 Taylor Swift songs. And so once the song is mentioned, you can't say it again. So if I say Tim McGraw, nobody else can say that. And so it's just fun to see what our set list ends up being at the end, especially, songs that popularly get taken first. So I just thought that would be a suggestion because I know we're all waiting for TS12 to maybe drop, and we want to celebrate our girl getting her master's back. Thanks for all you do. We love listening. Bye.
Great idea. I love that idea.
I love it.
I love a game. I love being competitive.
We did do like a song battle once.
It was the brackets.
It was like a March Madness thing.
Yeah.
Remember? I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like had a whole like draft on the songs, and then our listeners like voted for the songs, and that's how the winners were determined. We should do that again.
We should definitely do that.
And like Kelsey pointed out, it is kind of difficult whenever people go for the big songs at first, like Amy Nichols did whenever we did that bracket, because she went with All Too Well 10-minute version as the best song, and then who could argue that?
Can't compete.
Yeah.
We should have taken it off the table.
Hey,
It's obviously the best.
It was a brilliant move. It was a brilliant move, but she was saying that's why it's so difficult.
I know.
So I thought that was interesting.
I like that, especially since the Eras Tour ended. We've been lacking on the competition.
Yeah,
I know.
you're right.
Yeah, it's about time I lose at something again.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. If you haven't already, subscribed to us on whatever podcasting platform you're listening to us on right now. And all the ways to contact us are in the description of this podcast. Our phone number, our website, our social media accounts. They're all right there. And hey, don't forget to watch us on YouTube. Hello, everyone wave to the cameras. You can find us, you can find all of our info at our website and all in the description of this podcast. And join us next time. We're breaking down Gold Rush.
Thanks for listening. The 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Subscribe for free and leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.